even the thought of dating just gives me sheer anxiety. The first time I was really nervous because I was like, oh, I don't know really what I'm doing. Everyone's so like smiley.
Yeah. What did you have in your mouth the other day?
Ball gag.
Oh no.
And it got taken off Instagram. Other times I'll just say, right, I've got the 75 quid, just see what sticks, see what their budget is. I've had people ask me to meet them and dominate them. I love my leather bondage. Like, yeah, he was on Love Island.
Oh, okay.
He just was not what he is on social media. Just so fake.
What is like the creepiest thing a guy's done?
There's like all this dribble coming out. Head to my link. Oh. Damn it.
Alright guys, we are back again with another Foster Unfiltered podcast episode. I'm here with the lovely, is it Rosanna or Aria? What are we going with today? Because you've got two names on Instagram.
I know, it's a little bit confusing. So my real name is Rosanna, but the name I use on Instagram is Aria. So just call me Rosanna. It's fine.
I feel like I want to call you Aria though.
Call me Aria, it's fine. I respond to both.
Okay, well, good. So tell us a little bit more about you. What do you do?
So I'm a freelance model and I'm a content creator as well on OnlyFans.
Okay.
And I've recently just got into boxing as well.
Yeah. You had a fight recently, right?
Yeah, I had a fight last weekend.
She got stitched up, have you?
Yeah. It wasn't the ideal first fight, but you just got to take the good out of the situation. And
you always been into boxing, or is that something that's like?
No, so the first time I did boxing was about 2 years ago. I started doing some pads with one of the PTs at a gym I was working at. Absolutely loved it. But
such good exercise, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's so good for your fitness and your headspace as well. And I was at a really chaotic point in my life. So for me to put everything into training, it just wasn't a priority. So after 3 months, I stopped training, and then at the beginning of this year, I was a ring girl.
Okay.
At a boxing event.
What's that like, being a ring girl?
Do you know what? It's quite fun, actually. I'd never watched any boxing until I was a ring girl.
Oh, really?
Because they were like, do you know what you're doing? I was like, I literally have no idea.
So like any of the boxers, like, or are you ring girling for female boxers or for male boxers?
So there's females and males on the show.
Do any of the male boxers like come and make moves to you?
There was one of them, and I was just
what
like,
was that like?
I was just like, just get away from me.
Was he not your type?
Not my type, but I'm there to work as well. So I'm a professional person, but it's just not something that I would want to like get myself involved with if I'm ring girling for them. And
Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury?
Do you know what? Is it so bad that I've never watched either of them box? I'm like an aspiring boxer.
Look like?
Yeah, I do. Are we talking about looks wise?
Yeah. Well, obviously Anthony Joshua's better looking, but he's a bit of a...
Yeah, I
Tyson
mean...
Fury's a legend.
I've watched Tyson Fury on his show, and he just seems wild for me. So I'd have to say Anthony Joshua, just based on energy.
Man as well.
Yeah.
But Tyson's by far the better boxer, in my opinion. But okay, so you did ring girling, and do you get nervous like going out on stage? And
the first time I was really nervous because I was like, oh, I don't know really what I'm doing, and I've got quite like a serious, stern face.
Like,
where
you bitch face, like rest in bitch face.
And then I went on Instagram after, and I was like typed in ring girl, and everyone's so like smiley. I was like, oh.
Not all of them though. Some of them walk around like
miserable. That's me. So basically I was ring girling and I was watching some of the fights, and I thought, I'd love to do this. I'd love to have the courage to do that. They must be so brave to like, first of all, go through all that training, but to get into the ring and box someone, that's
in front of people.
In front of people
that's
as
the
well.
Thing, I'm like in front of people, like no one wants to get knocked out in like the first round or anything like that, or I don't know.
Like not perform your best. Like for me, when it comes to the boxing and any sport I've done, it's not about being like the best in that industry. It's about me being able to perform the best that I can. Yeah.
That's a good way to look at things. That's how you should. Yeah, I think like going off of ring girls quickly, just I think it's important to just try not to compare yourself to like, other people, but it's so hard.
It is hard.
Like, even just like on social media and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, I could be more charismatic, I could be more this or that. But like, if you're just getting 1% better each time you get out there, like that's really good. But I think if I was doing like ring girl or something like that, I've definitely got the arse for it. But if I was doing ring girl, I think as long as I don't trip, I'm happy.
Yeah, luckily.
Has anyone ever tripped?
No, so someone's there to like help with the ropes, but I think where I'm in and out, whether I'm getting in the ring to box or doing ring girl, you just get used to like sliding through sort of thing.
So what do you prefer, the fighting, surely?
Oh yeah, massively. So on last weekend, I had a fight and then I was ring girl after. But I was like, oh, I just want to like get back in the ring and like box again.
So blood's dripping down your face as you're like fucking waving the cards around. Like.
There's pictures of me ring girling and I still had my wraps on. Like they were like bandaged on. So I'm like ring girling in a Santa outfit with my hands wrapped. Yeah. I've got like a bruise on my nose, like a little bit of blood coming out my nose.
I saw the pictures. Yeah. It did look like you had taken a bit of
Oh yeah, I took a beating, but it's good.
I thought you were going to smash it. She was posting on her Instagram, which you should drop. We'll drop at the end of the video, by the way. But, you were posting videos of like your training and all of that, and I was like, you're going to fucking fuck up whoever you're fighting. And then what? She was 12
kilos heavier, and she's had 34 fights more than me.
This was your first?
This was my first fight.
That's a stitch up if I've ever seen it.
So the first girl I was meant to fight, she pulled out because she was unwell. She was in hospital, and she would have been a great opponent. She's had a few fights, but weight-wise, we're matched, and technically I'm good. My fitness levels are good, so it would have been a fair fight. The second girl, she was a little bit heavier, but again, technically I'm good. My fitness is good, so there was no concern there. And then she wasn't replying. So the people that were running the show were like, look, we've got this other girl. Can't find any videos of her training and all this. And we were like, yeah, we'll take it because we'd sold tickets for guests to watch and didn't want to let, your friends down. And you've gone through all that training as well. You're like, I just want to have a fight with someone. Please just let me fight someone.
That's a bit of a snaky thing to do though. Like just say, there's no training footage of her. And then she's some beast who's like, well, how heavy was she?
She's like, I think she's 78 kilos.
That's fucking big.
Yeah, with a fist coming through your face.
And the thing is, your punches won't stick as much.
No, that's the thing. Like, she could just walk straight through me.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
I was punching her, and I was like, I'm running out of things to do.
That's the thing, because I've done boxing at uni and stuff like that. It's literally like, I didn't get in a ring, so, but just in like sparring and stuff, I did get in a ring, but I didn't get in like in front of a crowd or anything. But we had like the end of the year boxing.
Like an inter-club thing.
Yeah, and there was like 2 weight classes. So there was like under 84 kilograms, which was like everyone, and like everyone was in that. And then there was like 7 of us who were above 84. And I was literally 85 kilograms at the time. I'm heavier now, but fucking, I went from like bashing up people because they were just smaller, and some of them were girls. I felt bad. Like, I was like, I know there's like, boxing wasn't the biggest club, but I was like, it's a bit weird that we don't have better categories for it. And then literally go to this like 84 plus kilos, and I was 85 kilograms, and I'm going up against this French guy in the final, like the ring. Yeah, in the fight, and he was 110 kilograms.
That's a huge difference.
And he'd been boxing his whole life, and I got the shit kicked out of me. And I don't tell people.
It's humbling, isn't it?
Very humbling. And that was my first year practicing boxing, and I was like, oh, this is fun. And I'm like knocking about like 5'7" guys. I'm like, I could do this all day. And then I'm fighting someone who's fucking 25 kilograms heavier than me, 6'4", so 2 inches taller, and more importantly, he'd been boxing his whole life, and he'd done MMA.
Yeah, the experience makes a huge difference because they know how to like put pressure on the opponent, how to use the ring.
Because I was like, fuck this, I've either got to lose some weight, which I'm not doing, or I've got to fucking keep fighting this geezer. I was like, fuck that.
It's a tough game, but also like when it comes to sparring, like I could spar girls in the club that I train in that, similar sort of weight, but they don't hit as hard or they're not as quick as me, so there's no point in me sparring them because I might like beat them or whatever, but
you need to fight someone.
I need to always be training with people that are better than me or more 100%. Experienced so I can learn and grow. But
I think 12 kilograms in the female, like that is a lot.
Yeah, we met before the show because she wasn't at the weigh-in. And then we met just before the show, so we were speaking, and she had a black eye already. And I thought, is she a novice?
Mind games? She's a fucking mascara around her eye.
And I thought she seems all right. And you can't really gauge how much each other weigh when you're sat down. And then when we went in the ring, we've come to each other, and I thought, there's a bit of weight behind her. As soon as she hit me in the face, I was like, damn. I was like, 3 rounds of this shit.
Okay, we will get onto the dating in a minute, but I am interested because I do like boxing quite a lot. So that first time you get hit in the face, like, what are you doing?
My head snapped back, and I'm like, I can't even think. I'm just like, fuck. And then it was like again and again and again, and I was like, right, just trying to remember what my coach was saying. I need to like move off my jab. I need to like be moving my head more. But the thing is, I felt like it was coming at me so hard and fast. I didn't have time to box. Because she was swinging at me quite a lot. And when someone's
she have good fitness?
No, her fitness wasn't brilliant.
But she was just sort of...
She just had a lot of power there, yeah. But at the end of it, I remember my coach was taking my gloves off and I was like, am I finished? Have I got to do more? And he was like, no, you're done. I was so bashed, I didn't even know what I was doing.
Well, that was my other question.
Like,
bless you. If you're concussed and you've got to do ring girl, like, you're really fucked.
Like the neck, when I was ring girling,
do that?
It was like, I was sat down and I spoke to the other ring girl who's my friend, and I was just like, bloody hell, I feel like I've just absorbed a lot of what, like, I don't really know what's going on, to be honest, but it's all good, The next day I had like quite a sore neck. I was like, oh.
Did you get checked for like concussion and stuff?
Yeah, I was all right. Yeah. Everything's fine. But,
all right, we will get on to the dating questions
back onto
now.
The dating then.
Yeah. That's what people
the
are here
nitty
for.
gritty.
Yeah, boxing's for pussies. No? Anyway, views on dating in general. Necessary evil, like it, or just love it, enjoy going on dates?
Dating has never worked out for me, in all honesty.
Okay.
Like I'm not one of these girls that's gone on a lot of dates, or even the thought of dating just gives me sheer anxiety. I just would not want to do that.
But you're a confident girl with, like, obviously doing the OnlyFans and doing the boxing as well.
It's more the people aspect, and I'm quite an old-fashioned person. I believe that when you meet someone, it should be in a natural way, whether you meet someone at a class that you're going to or in food
like
shopping.
A bar or something,
bar or whatever. And I believe that two people should get to know each other as friends first. Start courting and then dating, where obviously... Now
it's really quick.
Everything's instant. And because of that, I don't like the modern mindset, so I just try not to have much to do with that, if that makes sense.
So when you say like the modern mindset, do you mean like sort of hookup culture? Or...
Yeah, hookup culture, and people base relationships on like, oh, these guys look good together, and everything's on a very surface level aspect. And I think because everything's so surface level, things don't work out, and I'm quite a deep thinker. I'm like a deep soul searcher. So if something's surface level, for me, I'm like, I can't engage on that mentally, emotionally, or anything.
So emotional and like mental intelligence.
Mental. Massively.
Just gonna have to wipe out all the surface level questions I've got prepared. It's like the whole fucking interview.
I sat there bored. I'll go now,
just might as well. So obviously taking on board what you just said, assuming, have you been on dating apps before?
I have been on dating apps.
Assuming you didn't enjoy it? Or...
It's weird. Like, when I first went on a dating app, I used Tinder, and I got excited because I thought maybe I'm going to explore a whole different calibre of men. And they're all just going to be fantastic.
Where are you from originally again? Sorry,
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, I've never been to Bournemouth, but I don't know what's going on. What's going on in Bournemouth?
Not a lot. This is the thing. There's not a lot going in Bournemouth. So I thought there's going to be a whole different calibre of men, and you can change your radius as to, like, explore a little bit more. And I was on there and I thought, right, all I can base my decision and giving them a tick is how they look and this short paragraph. How am I meant to, like, there could be someone that's not good looking, but me and him might have a real good mental
100%,
connection.
100%.
So I just start swiping no to everyone that I'm not physically attracted to, then found that I'm not getting matched to anyone. So then I started swiping yes to everyone, thinking if I just swipe yes to everyone, there's someone will be able to have a good conversation. That didn't work out either.
So people weren't swiping on you?
Yeah, but you have to match, don't you?
Yeah, well, they weren't matching.
Yeah, so I was getting loads of matches. So when I'm swiping yes, I'll get a match. But then I'm having to then think, well, I don't actually like the look of this person. I just got to get to know them in the hope that they've got the same sort of interest as me. And then I'm like, no, just dead conversation.
Yeah, most of it's like, that's the thing with dating apps, like, hey, how you doing? And
How's
that's
your
boring
day
as fuck.
been?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
boring as fuck. And then, or it's like, I've been guilty of this, just like going straight in with, if I match someone on like a dating app, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's the best way to go, actually, just get a date sorted as quickly as possible. So like, let's say you match someone on a Thursday, be like, hey, what are you doing this Saturday? Let's meet. And then that's just the best way to go, because then you've met them physically.
Yeah.
You can like,
You got those nerves out the way as well, I guess.
Yeah, just you don't deal with any of that boring chit chat online. You can do it in person, and then obviously it's way more entertaining. Whereas like, hey, how's your job going? Like, how's your Friday going? How's your Saturday going? Like, by that point, I don't want to fucking meet you.
Yeah,
like,
it's just boring. Yeah.
And then even like the thought, like, you know, there's times when you have good conversations on like online and stuff, but like, even the effort, like, I'm just tired of it.
Of doing
even
that,
the effort of like coming up with a quirky response, I'm just like, for fuck's sake, like, I can't be asking you
But
this.
this is the thing, like back in the day, people would write love letters to each other. They would write pages and pages to their loved one.
Some people still do.
And send them. And
Not me.
yeah, see, I would, that to me is like true romance
Yeah.
is so, for me, is so important.
Yeah,
And it's hard to get that online. Like, how can you meet someone online who's messaging you and be like, I'm so in love, like, I've fallen in love with you. You don't know.
well, then you just like block, because you're a fucking stalker. But I always said to my mum, like, I wish I dated in like the 60s, where it was like going to a jazz bar.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, girls around the UK, I probably think he's said this so many times.
This is what you need to, you need to set up a jazz bar just so you can start.
Yeah. And literally just wander into the
your
jazz bar, and I
fantasy.
was like, fall in love with fucking the person, like the prettiest girl in there, and I'll be in my suit and whatever, or my tux. And I just think it's just like, I wish I dated back then. Because back then, there'd be like 10 guys in a bar, or who would actually go up to you.
Yeah.
Everyone else would be scared shitless. And I'm not one of those guys who'd be nervous about it, so I'll go and do it, I've got no problem. Whereas on dating apps, everyone looks like a fucking 10 out of 10. Well, I'm not going to say that. There are some proper minging people on dating apps. But hey, the channel's called Unfiltered for a reason. But it's literally, everyone can like show their best pictures on dating apps. Everyone can be a fucking comedian on a dating app. And it's like, when you actually meet them, sometimes they're boring as shit, and they don't look like their pictures. And I think
This is why
that's
me,
why I like old school dating.
Yeah,
you
face to
see
face.
what's in front of you, and then you can speak to them. And it's true. It's like, maybe the person who approaches you in the bar isn't the best looking guy in the bar, but maybe that first fucking 3 minutes of talking is like electricity. Like,
depends what you're looking for, doesn't it? Like, I'm a firm believer that at each point in your life, you'll seek for different companionship, whether that's lust, love, or fun.
yeah.
And you might not be at a point in your life where you want something that's deep and meaningful because you're at a place in your life where you're still a bit unsettled and chaotic.
Yeah, very true.
So like with my age, I'm 33 now, and with that, the woman's hormones take a massive shift.
Okay.
So you start feeling a sense of, I want to be at home more.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be around the family a little bit more. You know, I want something that's going to be long lasting rather than, okay, I could pull someone that's like who looks great on Instagram. But for me, like, all of that fades. Like, eventually your looks will go. Eventually, for a guy, there's a possibility that your libido will go. So if your looks and the sex goes, if both of those things go, though, what is it you can provide for someone that's not physical, sexual, or financial? Most people cannot answer that. But what about your personality?
What about my personality?
Yeah.
I'll laugh a girl into bed before anything. Like, I back myself on that.
But are you
100%.
loyal? Are you trustworthy? Can you listen? Are you
Can I
emotionally?
listen?
Are you emotionally intelligent? Mentally intelligent?
Yeah, I'd say so.
A problem solver?
Yeah, I'm in sales. I'm a problem solver. Fucking hell, I sound like the perfect man to me.
But these are the things that I like.
I get
Most
what you're
people will be like, "Oh, he's fit. He'll do."
I'm also modest.
Bullshit.
No, I get what you're saying. I think
Yeah.
it is like, even when I was like at uni and stuff, it's like embarrassing to admit now. You're like, oh fucking hell, I want to get with like the best looking
The best looking girl, yeah.
And like, that was a thrill in itself, but like now it's like, who fucking cares?
Yeah,
Like,
it gets boring, doesn't it?
and normally they have a rod up their arse anyway,
Yeah.
so it's like, it's a whole night of graft that's not worth it. And I'd rather just get drunk with my friends. But a good night for me now, I mean, I'm 25, but a good night for me is literally like tipsy, not too hungover so I can go function the next day, whereas I used to get fucked up at uni and like do nothing the next day, just watch movies. Doesn't sound that bad actually, but and be in bed by 12 and I'll be fucking happy as Larry. I keep saying at the moment. Anyway, how do you get most of your dates? So is it obviously you experience dating apps, but you've been off them for a while, or
I've not been on them for years.
DMs? Do you get dates from DMs, or is it sort of like cold approaches? So like people in the supermarket see you.
Yeah. So my ex-partner actually approached me face to face.
I like that,
which I really liked.
Yeah.
I mean, the benefits of that is that you've got that raw, real conversation. You don't know who they are on social media. You don't know anything like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the benefits of someone messaging you on social media, you can stalk them and, you know, figure out who their auntie is or when the cat's birthday is.
You know, women
you can do
never
your background.
Yeah, women never cease to amaze me how far they'll background check. They'll like message me and be like, "Oh, so you did this in 2017?" I was like, "I don't even fucking remember that." Like, yeah, okay.
So that for me is where I meet most people face to face. Like I've had people message me before.
That's nice though, I think.
Yeah, that's what interests me. That's what means most to me. So it's ideal.
But you must get people, because you've got like what, 20,000 followers on Instagram.
20,000, yeah.
So you must get like a lot of fucking thirsty men.
I get a lot of people messaging,
especially with the content you're doing as well, which we will get to. But like, obviously, you must get like a lot of guys who are like...
I get a lot of guys, but I think the way that I conduct myself on social media, all of my fans and followers, they are so... There's a small percent, I'd say 1 or 2%, where they overstep the mark and they can be, you know, asking horrible things or just speaking to me a bit like crap, and I just delete the message.
Yeah.
But the vast majority, the guys are so respectful and they are my #1 fans more than anyone in the town that I live with. If I'm sharing a win, they're like, "Go Aria, we got your back."
Oh, that's quite nice actually.
Yeah, they're really nice. I've had a couple of guys say, "Oh, you know, would you like to go for a coffee?" And I just say, "Look, thank you, but it's not something that I'm interested in. I don't want to mix, you know, start hanging out with all these people who I don't know." It's a bit, you're asking for trouble really, aren't you? And also it's not putting out the message that I want to put out to. I'm not instantly accessible to people.
Yeah, 100%, I get that. But I think, and they respond to that all right?
Yeah, they're nice, yeah.
Have you had any, like, obviously every girl has, but like what's sort of the craziest message you've had? or the rudest?
I get people asking to buy, like, pants.
Yeah, like panties and stuff like that, and just... How much they ask? Like, how much they like? Do they say like, "Oh, I'll pay this"? Yeah,
so I just
say like.
Sometimes it's a small offer. Sometimes I'll just say, "Right, I've got these 75 quid. Just see what sticks. See what their budget is."
Jokes.
But usually, I don't get anyone asking overly rude stuff. Everyone's generally pretty respectful.
Okay.
I think because I share on my story time to time, like every month or so, I'll do like a little bit of a reality, like this is me, I'm a real person, this is what, you know, this is my work sort of thing.
Okay.
But I've had people ask me to meet them and dominate them, like that sort of thing. That's not something that I would do or have done. No, well, I thought, I'm just not, like, I can look fearsome with, like, tattoos and I love my leather bondage gear.
Yeah, I've seen some of the stuff,
Yeah, but I am not a dominatrix. Yeah. If someone asks me to dominate them, I'll be like, look, just, can you make me a cup of tea, please, if that's all right? I've just not got that in me, so it's just not for me.
Because you're quite tall as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm tall, I'm 5'10".
Yeah, like, you give off, like, a powerful presence.
Yeah.
But then obviously just like speaking to you on the phone and off air, and then like you are like a lovely person who's like, I can't imagine you fucking. But then she has a fucking. What did you have in your mouth the other day?
Ball gag, and it got taken off Instagram. I was like, damn it!
And I messaged her and I said, yeah, it should be taken off Instagram for fuck's sake.
It was like all this dribble coming out. Here's my link.
Oh my god, I was literally like, how? Yeah.
But the way I see it, it's like, what are the rules on Instagram now? Because if you go on Playboy's Instagram page, I mean, they've got amazing content there. I mean, they are like the heart and the hub of like glamour. They've got some real stunning shots in there, but I'm like, these definitely are breaching the rules.
Oh, 100%.
You put something on there. I've even gone on PixArt now, and I'll shade over like nipples, make sure everything's covered, and some of them still get reported.
I think it's how big the account is as well. I think it's like, your account's big, like obviously
it's growing, but it's not. I think once you've hit like
size,
like maybe 100,000 plus,
you can get away with more. 100%. I think it's bullshit, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
But I lost my train of thought there. Just think about the ball gag. Fucking. Okay, so like in terms of who's been in your DMs, have you had anyone who's like sort of semi-celebrity, like rappers or Love Island stars?
Yeah, I've had a couple of people.
I'm going to have a guest actually on. Sorry, this is a shout out to her. I won't name her, but I'm going to have a guest on in the new year, and she has dated a few Love Island people. And I'm literally like, that's now her nickname in my fucking thing.
Love Island
girl. Love Island girl. Fucking dates only Love Island people. No hate against it, but it's just something I'd wind her up about. But yeah, so is there anyone
I've had a few people message me. I mean, I wouldn't share their names,
no, you have to say their name.
But yeah, I've had quite a few people,
like
and
footballers or fucking some of the Bournemouth boys. Like.
Not any fun from Bournemouth really. It's more kind of like London that way.
Okay.
I've had a brief thing with someone who's quite big in that whole.
In football or?
No, so he is. I can't even explain what he was. He was on like a show, like he was on Love Island.
Oh, okay.
But we'd like met up. And he just was not what he is on social media.
Was he not?
Just so fake. Like
what was he like, boring, or was he like really
just
arrogant?
very unpleasant.
Yeah. Oh, wow, to come out and say that.
Yeah, it was unpleasant. He had too much to drink.
Oh, wow.
And I think all of his worst qualities come out whilst drinking. And I was just like, do you know what? I don't care how many followers you got, who you are, how much money you have. If you can't do basic things and have a nice conversation and have a bit of decorum about you, I don't care how many followers you've got.
What was he doing?
He was just really arrogant and obnoxious and like taking the mick out of some people.
Well, around the restaurant?
Well, we were like at a party.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, why? And I was like, why do you want me to laugh with you? Like, it's not funny. Like, you're being unpleasant. It's not nice.
Yeah, you're just being a dick. It's not.
Yeah. But I've had like quite a few guys that have messaged me that are in, they've got their blue ticks or whatever. They've not paid for them. They're like genuine blue ticks. And I'll enter a conversation like I would with anyone else. Hi, how are you? What brings you here, sort of thing. Is it business related? Is it a personal thing, friendly thing? Like, what are we going for?
Do you want to collab or do you want to fuck me? That's what
like, what are you doing here? And then I'm quite good, like I can tell generally from early conversation, right, I can sense what they're looking for. I don't want to be known as someone that's just having loads of people in their DMs who meets all these like blue tick people. Yeah. Because I know some people strive for that and that's good for them.
Yeah.
If that's something. Yeah.
I don't know, yeah.
But
some of them are like that, like I've met, probably not to the same degree as you, but like dated some people with, obviously blue ticks and stuff like that, and like some of them are lovely, literally wouldn't even, like the most normal people, and then some of them are just like the biggest arseholes. Like, all right, at the end of the day, they don't write how many followers you are on your grave, on your tombstone when you die.
It really doesn't mean anything. So, I mean, credit to people where there's hard work and stuff.
Yeah, and you should be proud of reaching milestones and stuff like that, but like...
Have some humanity about you on your way up.
If that's the first thing that you're saying... When someone says, when you're introducing yourself, say, hey, I'm Jess and I'm fucking got 100,000 followers, like, you're a dickhead. Like, you didn't need to, like, tell me more about, like, you as a person. So I agree with that. We are not flying through these questions at all. Moving on from sort of DMs and Instagram, what is, like, your ideal first date?
Ideal first date would be something simple. Go for a coffee and a beach walk, or...
Oh, she's from Bournemouth.
Yeah,
she's from
so I live right by the beach.
We need to remember that. I was like, where the fuck's the beach in London?
Or if it was London way, Going to a museum or an art gallery.
Okay.
Something like that. Something.
Are you just saying that, or is that actually something you'd enjoy?
No, that is something I would genuinely enjoy.
Because some people say shit like that.
Yeah. Just something where you're together for two hours and then you would leave.
I think that's a good time slot, 2 hours. I think that's pretty ideal, actually.
Something in the day where there's nothing food related, alcohol related, so you're literally just getting to know each other in an environment that you're both comfortable in. So nature's ideal, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I think that, like Bournemouth's probably far better for it than London. But I think with me, my ideal date is sort of drinks. It can be, you go to a nice bar, has a bit of an ambiance, a bit of an atmosphere, and you can be there for as long as you want. If it's terrible, you can leave after one drink. If you're having a great time, you can be there for multiple drinks. But I think, again, like, if girls are down for it, I always suggest coffee as well. Some people sort of put their nose up at it. I don't really understand that.
I think it's nice.
I think it's each to their own. Like, some girls want to be wined and dined, but like, if I don't know you from Jack, like, why do you think you're entitled to this sort of treatment?
I'm so with you on this.
Some girls have said to me, I had a girl actually recently say, like, I've watched some of your stuff and I don't agree with what you're saying. I was like, I'm not saying anything too controversial. Like, we ain't even got to that part yet, love. But it's literally like, I think if you're I've had girls say to me, take me to fucking Sexy Fish and stuff like that. I was like, I don't even fucking know you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to drop like 150 quid or like, I know guys who are taking girls to the Shard and I'm literally like, why?
That's why coffee's ideal. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, you just waste money. And I was like, I'll say to the girl, I'm taking the same girl for a coffee. And I'm like, did you see the guy to the Shard for a first date again? And she was like, nah. And I was like, and here we are having a better time having a coffee.
So some people just want to be fed and watered.
Some people are borderline homeless and they need to be fucking...
But with a relationship, whether it's with a friend or an intimate person, like a lover or whatever, it's an investment.
Yeah.
So when you're going on a date, if you come to the table with nothing but yourselves and it's like, right, let's really get to know each other. It's got nothing to do with money.
Yeah.
Something like, there could be like a little activity, even like walking. It's such a basic free activity. It's got nothing to do with what you look like or how much money's in your bank or your Instagram or anything like that. No pictures are going to be taken because no one does it nowadays, do they? Take a picture when they're going for a walk.
No.
And you get to meet them when they're sober and fully present there.
You're just laying yourselves like naked in front of each other, sort of just like getting to know each other.
I think it's wild when girls are like, I want this for a first date, and I'm like, okay, so you want him to financially bring all this. What are you bringing to him?
Yeah, and then they say I got my hair done, and it actually drives me crazy. Like, I get it takes a lot of time, but I don't know. I think it's one of those things. Now everyone's got their opinions, and that's fair enough. And I had a guest on who's a lovely girl from Romania, and she was like, first 3 dates need to be meal, and I was like, look, Adina's her name. I was like, you're lovely, so I'm not gonna say like you're some twat or anything, because you're not. She's a lovely girl, that's just her view. But I completely disagree. I think that's too intense. I think going on a meal 3 times, I was like, you're going to kill the spark, because no one wants to eat in front of each other on the first date. No, I don't want to.
It can be a trigger for some people as well. Like if someone's got like an eating disorder, or
I didn't even think of that. Like
someone's got like a weird habit that they don't want to. Like for me, when I eat with someone, I have to be really close to the people that I'm eating with, because for me it's almost like it's a very spiritual thing. Like you're nourishing your body, your soul, and your spirit. So I'm very careful about who I eat around. Like I've had groups of friends, like girls, and I mean, they're lovely, but they're not my tribe, so I won't eat with them. Like I don't want to be sat down doing something that my body really needs to survive with people that aren't gonna be there for me or really truly care for me. That's how I see
Fair
eating.
Enough.
Yeah.
I think, for me, it's just I don't want to spill shit on my shirt. You can go deeper if you want.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm such a deep soul searcher.
And what's the most romantic thing a guy has done? Has anyone done anything really romantic on a first date, or just in general?
Gosh, do you know what? I can't even say I've actually had, like, the only date I've had was with a friend. She matched with someone on Tinder.
Oh, double date.
Yeah, and she was like, come with me, and I went there, and it was just horrendous. Like,
what? It was one guy and 2 girls?
No, him and his friend and my friend. And the guy that I was matched with was just talking at me about his horse, and I was like, I don't even know what to say at this point. So I'm just sat there, that was it. But the most romantic thing, don't know, actually.
Is like anyone?
It's just, I've had a trip booked for me for my birthday to Morocco.
I love Morocco.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Okay. And what, like, was it like a nice hotel? I'm assuming nice
yeah,
hotel. Yeah,
so we did like all of the things that I wanted to do. Like,
that's really romantic.
Yeah, that was really nice.
That's considerate.
But for me, like, the most romantic things for me are like acts of service. Like,
okay, is that like your love language?
Yeah, like if someone does something for me when I'm a little bit stressed, that for me is like, oh, they're just like,
so like
really
if you're poorly, like they'll run out and get you like
whatever shit I need. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Or just like recently, like my car, I sold my car and I didn't have a car for a bit, so someone like lent me their car, and I was like, that really nice, is like really, really kind. Yeah.
Fucking hell, I wouldn't trust someone with my car.
But I'm not into like flowers and chocolate, and that's I'm not into flowers at all.
Most girls are. Why not into flowers?
So the way I see it is, like, when you're giving someone a flower, like that flower has been killed.
I knew you were gonna say that. For fuck's sake. I
just look at them and I'm like, that flower was there living its life, doing its own thing, and someone's come along, chopped it off to give it to someone to sit in a vase for a week, to put it in the bin.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to get someone something, get something that's going to last, like a plant. A plant's lovely.
I mean, I killed a few plants by accident.
But that's the thing, people won't water them and they won't water themselves. That's why they die.
But
I've actually said to someone, do not get me flowers, I'll be livid. Like,
oh, really?
That's offensive. Like,
fucking hell.
Just leave them.
So you just hate flowers?
Yeah, like, I love them because they're beautiful to look at in nature.
You don't want them in a pot?
No, I don't want them in a vase in my home, no.
Okay. Fucking hell. What star sign?
Free the flowers.
Now you're good. Okay.
I'm a Gemini.
How spiritual are you?
I'm very spiritual. Yeah, very spiritual.
We can't escape them, boys. As much as I try to, I'm always ending up with the spiritual girls. I'm a Taurus. Do you have anything to say about that?
Taurus?
Do they mesh well?
I don't know. I don't actually know much about other star signs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a narcissist.
Yeah. And I'm gaslighter.
No, so I have a drinking game where I literally get up cosmopolitan because I've had so many dates with girls who are obsessed with star signs. It does my head in. Like, I haven't got, like, it just does my nut in when they try and like put me into a box.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're a Taurus, that means you're this. And I was like, well, no, maybe I'm this. But anyway, so it's literally just get the traits up from cosmopolitan of a certain star sign. So for me, Taurus, I'll be like, right, I'll read out these traits, and if you think I'm those traits and I agree, I'll drink. And I just drink every time. So it's just like fucking
getting hammered.
Money obsessed, fucking narcissistic, fucking. And then by the end of it, I'm so drunk I don't give a shit what we're even doing anymore. And it's become like, it's almost like a trigger for me. It's like the second someone says, "What's your star sign?" I'm like, right, cosmopolitan, let's go. I'm gonna get fucked, and I no longer give a shit. But that's me being exaggerating. But like, I always bring out the drinking game now because I'm literally like, I can't be bothered because I get it. If you believe in star signs, that's cool. I respect that. But it's when people are like, I've had girls that be like, I've never had someone say like, oh, Tauruses are a bad fit for me. But I've had like the opposite. Where like, oh, thank God you're a Taurus and you're not a fucking like Scorpio or whatever. And I'm literally like, what? So you would have... I had a girl say she wouldn't have dated someone she wouldn't have gone on another date with me if she'd found out I was a Scorpio. And I was just like,
crazy.
It's like, we've just had an amazing time.
It's like a little bit superstitious, isn't it?
I just think it's dumb.
I think it's like...
We've had a really good time and you're literally just saying... She's like, yeah, but if you're a Scorpio, my fucking app says we don't get along.
Goddamn app.
I was literally like, you know what, your app's right, because I don't want to see you now. You're a fucking psycho.
I think like people are what they are, and I think people assign themselves to a label to give them comfortability and make them feel like welcomed into something or supported by something. But I mean, I'm just a star sign because that's what the horoscope is.
Yeah.
But I think I have a lot of personality traits that are linked to that star sign. But I've also got a lot of personality traits linked to other star signs.
Yeah.
So.
No, I joke and I jest, but like I've no problem with people like believing in star signs and stuff like that. It's just when they make it their whole personality.
Yeah.
And they shove it down your throat.
Yeah, that's not cool.
It's just like anything. But I think Okay, so moving on from sort of like most ideal dates and fucking moving away from star signs, what is the worst date? Yes, guys, how are we doing? If you are enjoying this podcast / long video form content, I do have some other guests potentially lined up, and yeah, just let me know what you guys think of it. If you're enjoying it, if you want to see more content like this, it was a lot of fun to film, so I'm more than happy to bring out more content like this. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments if you want to see more content like this with more guests, and yeah, we'll dive deep into everything dating, sex, and my wacky opinions on it after they've talked. So yeah, let's get back to the podcast. Peace.
Worst date was that one with my friends. So it was like a double date. She had arranged with this guy to meet her.
Those can be hit or miss. Like double dates can be. I do recommend everyone go on a double date because it can be a lot of fun, but it can be a nightmare as well.
Yeah, it just wasn't for me. Like we went to this pub, and she was talking to the guy. They seemed like they were
having a good time, or
it was like all right.
Okay.
Like I'm looking at it thinking,
sparks weren't flying.
Yeah, and because she wanted to be there, I was like, I feel like I'm summoned here for you. Like I don't want to be here. I'm making no effort, and this guy's just talking about his horse, and I mean, which is great. Like if you're passionate about horse riding, then I'm really happy for you. But
Was he really posh?
Yeah, he was pretty posh, but I was like, I don't know how, I know they've got 4 legs, people ride them.
Massive penis.
Yeah, I don't know anything else about it, but he was just talking at me.
Yeah, he wasn't asking you anything.
Yeah, and I just said to my friend.
That's a big ick.
Yeah, I was like, come on, let's just go. Really? I was like, I'd rather just be in bed.
Yeah, did he try and reach out to you afterwards? And
no.
He didn't?
I don't even remember his name, to be honest.
Probably having sex with his horse.
Yeah.
I don't know, fucking weirdo. That is annoying when people just talk at you the whole time, and it's just like I've even had it where I've asked a girl a question and they don't ask it back, so I'll just keep asking them questions, and then 4 questions in, I'll be like, "So you gonna ask me what I do for a living, or are you just gonna talk about you?" And I see how they respond to it. Sometimes I literally just I love shit stirring, so I just test people. I'll just be like, "So you gonna ask me about me, or just fucking, I don't know, it's just something I like to do. I like
making banter,
people feel uncomfortable. I'm a bit of a dickhead, to be honest. But what's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you on a date? Or the guy, other than talking about a horse?
To be honest, do you know what? I've just never been on
that many dates.
No, that's literally
that is it. How's someone as gorgeous as you not been on that many dates?
I don't know, it's weird. I think I've spoken to guys when I used to work in a gym in Bournemouth, Pure Gym, so it's the biggest gym in Bournemouth, and I would say to guys what is it your perception is of me? It is important to me because I'm there to do a job and I've got a certain role.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys would say, to be honest, when we look at you, we just think probably a bit up yourself, a little bit fearsome. And, what would she want to do speaking to me? I'm not saying I'm a solid 10 out of 10. Obviously, there's some attraction there and I'm healthy, But...
And also 5'10" is tall for a girl, so it adds to presence. So you think it's guys are a bit intimidated by you?
Yeah.
I think the tattoos as well. How many tattoos have you got?
I don't know, I'm pretty covered now.
Yeah.
My back.
Okay. And is that
my
is that
leg.
spiritual shit?
So
and on your neck, actually, sorry.
Which one there? Yeah. And my palm.
Fucking hell. Okay. So how many have you got?
I don't know. I just book a day session and just get as much as I can done in a day.
I want to get my first tattoo on my upper chest, a tiny one. It's just, I'm not gonna say it on here because people are so judgmental with tattoos, and it is a little bit basic. So fuck you guys. But yeah, it's a tiny one, but I also considered a sleeve because I think if you've got a bit of muscle on your arm, it's good to get a sleeve. But then I was like, am I going to regret this?
Go big or go home.
No,
just book a day session. It is, because then you're committed then.
Yeah, but do you regret any of them?
Yeah, this one I'm getting lasered off.
Go big or go home. I regret all my fucking tattoos.
But it's all part of a story, isn't it? It's if I didn't...
You got one on your fucking
I've got one on my face. I got one there as well.
What's that one for?
That's my...
Just poking at
Can you not touch my face? Crossing a boundary.
Sorry.
It's my element sign, which is air.
Okay. All right, moving on from that. Do
you want me to work out your element sign and then I can judge your personality
I'm a Taurus,
on it?
So does that mean I'm Earth? I'm Earth, right?
I don't know. They're all different. I don't really know much about it, to be honest. I just pretty much looked on Google and thought that would look cool as a tattoo.
Do you not think in 10 years, what the fuck was I...
No, because...
what even is this thing? I thought it was the Star of David. That might be offensive, so gonna cut that out. I thought it was the Star of David.
No.
So, like, do you not think, like, because I was like, okay, maybe I'll get something on my wrist. Or...
If I look down at any of my tattoos and think, do you know what? I regret that so much. That affects my mental health and it affects my peace. I've done something very wrong with myself in my life. I've got a massive tattoo on my back and my bum that I can't stand it.
Yeah.
And I had 3 laser tattoo removal sessions, and the guy was like, look, it's gone so deep, it's like into the muscle, like that's never gonna go. And I thought, do you know what? I've made peace with it and accepted. At a period of time in my life, I decided I wanted that tattoo, and I rushed my decision. So this massive thing on my back is life's lesson of don't rush. So that's the most painful, valuable lesson I could learn.
I rush a lot of decisions myself, to be fair.
But just rush and do a tattoo, because at least you'll look at it when you're old and be like, oh fuck, never mind.
Terrible advice.
Yeah.
I was gonna get fucking it as a joke. I was gonna get It Came Home down by my fucking arse crack if England won the Euros. And I'm so glad.
No. So if you were thinking about getting that, you can get a sleeve easy.
Yeah, but I was just like, that's like. I was just trying to take out the laptop now. So just moving on from like the worst date you've ever been on, what is like the creepiest thing a guy's done?
Gosh.
Have you ever had like a stalker? Especially like in your line of work.
So I'll get someone that will message me on Instagram, and I don't think they mean it in a weird way, and I've been on the beach walking, and I've gone on my phone and I've seen someone say, oh, I've just seen you walking down the beach, do you want an ice cream? And I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks mate, but obviously I just ignore it. And then I've been out, but in terms of dating, no
one's done anything like really creepy.
I mean, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is odd though. That must be weird. Like, obviously you have to be very careful, especially when you got like OnlyFans and you got people sort of like fucking fans of you or whatever. But to post later on in the day or the next day.
Yeah, usually I do it like 3-4 hours later.
Yeah, so they know, because there will be weirdos who's like, or even if there's someone in that area, they'll be like, oh, I'll have a little look and see if, Aria's there.
Yeah, especially when you're with your family and your friends. It's like you're not in that like work mindset. You've got a different hat on, if that makes sense.
Not even that, it'd just be a bit scary if someone sent a message like, look behind you or some shit.
Yoo-hoo, I can smell you.
Oh, fuck. I don't know if that means you smell bad. I don't know.
Perfume.
But, okay, so we've sort of already discussed, does it matter where you've taken a date? So it doesn't really matter where you're taken on a date. So if someone's like sort of vibing with you, or let's say they've just approached you and you've had like a little bit of a chat, and then they're like, okay, do you want to go grab a coffee sometime? That won't bother you.
If in that moment in time, if I felt that they were a good person and we had a bit of a connection and I wasn't doing anything there, and then they said, look, do you want to grab a coffee now?
Yeah.
Then...
No, I mean like just coffee in general.
At a later date. Yeah. If I vibed off them and they asked me,
What about like an Instagram slide? And would you be like, okay, I'd like to be taken somewhere a bit better than a coffee shop?
I'd be more inclined to decline someone off social media just because...
You haven't met them?
Yeah, I don't know them in person. And I think because of my social media, it's more like work. If someone's messaging me, I'm instantly thinking, right, what business is here?
Yeah.
Are they buying content?
Yeah, that's
sort of
fair
thing.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess with like obviously your Instagram, obviously a lot of lingerie stuff and things like that. If someone is asking you on a date, is it literally just like sexual? You just think they're thinking sexual things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like if I'm doing like a training video or something, I've had guys like, oh yeah, you should come and train with me, and I'm like, I'm not being funny, honey. Like, it's great that you're trying, but there's nothing that I would gain from training with you.
Yeah.
And I know people are probably just trying to like have a little
You're
bit of fun.
You're so nice about it.
Yeah.
Like, most girls will just tell you to fuck.
Yeah, I'm ultra
so
polite.
nice.
Like,
Yeah,
I've been on a
though.
night out with my girls a couple of years ago. There's loads of us. There must have been about 12 of us. And a few of us had come out of long-term relationships that summer. So we're like, right, hot girl summer's all about the girls.
Yeah.
And this guy had like come up to me and he was just like, look, like, you're absolutely stunning. And he was like really trying, and he was lovely. And I just said, look, thank you for like coming over.
Yeah.
You've done it in such a nice, polite way. I said, but I have no interest in dating, getting to know one or anything.
I like how you said that.
Yeah, however, I've got a great selection of girls here. 50% of them are single. So, you know, take your pick. Because there's no point in me standing there and lying and being like, yeah, take me out on a date. What's the point? It's a waste of his time.
I like that you didn't tell him to fuck off either. Unless he deserved to be told
Yeah,
to fuck
I mean, there's definitely a place to tell people to fuck off. Like, I've been in a club before, you know, typical girl in a club, and guys are trying, and you're like, look, thanks, no thanks. And when they keep going, I'm like, listen, mate, I'll put you on your fucking ass.
Yeah. I like that. That's kind of hot, actually. But no, I think that's exactly... Yeah, I think once you've been told no once, like, leave it.
Yeah.
I don't know why men think it's, I can win that, right? Like, no. If she wanted to talk to you, she'd continue talking to you.
Yeah, for sure.
But sometimes men just think, I can turn that around, or she's just, like, playing hard to get. It's like, no.
It's that ego, isn't it? Like, how could she not say yes to me? And it's like...
Yeah, a little bit.
Stop it, Romeo.
With on a date, when you are on a date with someone, is it important that they pay, or... Are you okay with 50-50?
I think 50-50 is more than reasonable for the first few dates until you're at least on some sort of level where you're both deciding, right, we're going to enter a form of relationship together. Before you've decided whether you're going to continue to date, I think people should just pay for themselves.
There are people like that. There are men out there who are like obviously doing that to women as well. To be fair, I offered to pay for the first date most of the time.
I think it's really kind and thoughtful.
I think that's like kind of traditional how I've been raised, so that's what I like to do. But then again, I won't be taken for a mug. If you say take me to the Ritz, I'm like, no, you can fuck off.
Yeah, like I like spoiling my partner. Like I love buying gifts and like doing stuff for them. And so for me, it's like I understand why people want to do it, but I think where you know I've been a single mum, so I'm like the provider, the carer, everything. And when you're so used to doing everything on your own, I can proudly go to a date and say, do you know what? Thank you. Like, I'm quite happy to pay for myself because then I don't feel obliged.
Yeah, to owe them anything.
Yeah.
It is weird how it's sort of like if the guy pays, it's kind of like women like men think they're owed something from the woman.
Yeah, that's the bit that I want to avoid.
Low-key prostitution.
Yeah, like oh my God, I was at this festival and this is the single summer, right? Gone all summer, not pulling anyone because I'm not one of these girls that will go out and pull someone.
Okay.
And it was the last festival and I was like, do you know what? If I'm going to kiss someone, I'm just going to kiss someone. And they're like, yes, Rosanna. And there's this guy, we've kissed, right? And then straight away he was like really into me, and I was like, oh fuck, I didn't think this through. I was like, we've got this whole day to get through, like partying.
Oh, and he was like clinging.
Yeah, and I was like, just give us a bit of space, man. Like I'm trying to dance. He's offered to buy me a bottle of Captain Morgan Spice rum.
That's my favourite drink.
And I was like, look, I'll pay for it. I'll get it. Yeah. And he's like, no, I'll buy it. I said, no. Let me get it. And we're arguing and he was like, I can buy it for you. I said, I can pay it for myself. I said, listen, if you buy me this drink, I will feel obliged to you. I feel obliged to speak to you all day and I don't want that. I just want my drink. Did you say that to him? Yeah.
And what did he say?
Well, he gave me the bottle. I offered him money. He refused it. And I said, look, girls, I've tried.
Did he walk off after
Yeah,
that?
we've left and he kept coming back. And then I went to this after party.
Was he there?
Yeah, and he was there and it was so awkward. And after that I thought, never accept a drink from anyone. No. He walked past. Yeah, he looked really disappointed. But I thought, I told you. I tried to give you some money for it.
To be fair, I think like at a festival, anything happens, like whatever, it's not deep. But I can understand in his mind, I've just pulled like an absolute stunner. And then she's like, nah, you're right. I'm like in the moment, like, yeah, I'm this free wild soul, kiss me, and then I'm like, oh shit, abort. I feel for that man actually a little bit, but yeah, once you're like, I definitely wouldn't have. Yeah, once you said no, like fucking don't buy me a bottle of drink, I would be like, okay, I'm out of it. Yeah. Just enjoy the festival after that. But I can imagine he was gutted. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Bless him. Fucking hell. You're teasing people there. I know, I felt really bad. I was like, I've probably ruined his life. It's a festival, like, craziest shit has happened. Oh. But, okay, so we're going to move through these a little bit quicker. Yeah. So we've got to get on to obviously the OnlyFans and the modelling and stuff like that. But I guess like obviously you've been into fitness and stuff. Like obviously you're a PT, right?
Yeah,
and you're
I'm
in
a
great
PT.
shape.
Thank
so
you.
didn't help you in the box. Fuck.
Oosh.
Oh shit! She's getting closer. Does that mean like the guy you're dating has to be like a certain level of fitness?
No, so for him, it's not about the way he looks or him going to the gym or anything like that, but it's important for me, what I've learned as I've got older, that they have to have had some sort of involvement in the fitness industry or he's done a sport so he can understand
why you're so passionate about
the mindset about an athlete. But it's weird, I was having this conversation with my brother on the phone the other day. I said, look, you're not always going to find someone that's into the same sport and loves the gym, but it's just finding someone that's passionate. If someone's passionate, they can be passionate about hair, nails and makeup, and you can be passionate about motorbikes. The fact that you're both interested,
they understand why. They're more likely to understand why you go to the gym 5-6 times a week. Whereas people who I get it. People who aren't passionate about normally fitness, they'll be like, why the fuck are you going to the gym 5 times a week?
They just don't get it.
But if they're passionate about even something creative, they'll be like, okay, I get it. I go to the studio 5 times a week. Like, I spend 7 hours editing. Like, they get why you go to the gym so often. So I do get that.
Yeah.
And in terms of like sexiest body part on a man, what do you think it is? Like arms, abs, quads.
Are we going
calves?
on a visible aspect?
Told you, surface level questions coming out right now.
I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know any answers. Name some body parts for me. I was going to say brain, but...
Oh, fuck you. No,
okay.
We're talking purely surface level now.
Hands, for me.
What?
Hands. But if we're going on like...
Hands?
Yeah,
Was
hands.
That a joke?
No, hands are like... If someone's got manly hands, I'm like... You know, he's a grafter, proper man. Get your little
what do you mean?
bitch hands away from me.
Well, like calluses and shit
No,
like that?
just like the shape of them. Not necessarily the size, like the shape of them.
I don't know what the fuck that even... I'm getting all nervous about my hands
I'll look through the social media today and I'll send you some pictures.
This is what your hands should look like.
This is what they should look like.
So that's the sexy... So you're
For
like
me,
notice that.
I like...
You're not taking the piss?
No, I'm being serious.
Like,
like
if you notice
hands.
a good set of hands.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Over like a big bicep.
Bicep's not bothered. I mean, if we're going on complete vanity here...
Yeah.
A guy, for me, should have... Yeah, decent hands. Biceps not bothered about. They don't really
They really get wild down in balls.
Like someone could like a bodybuilder could take their clothes off. I've been with bodybuilders before, and I'm like, I appreciate
some of them are too
it, but
much, though.
yeah, I'm like, it doesn't
have to be a
do
bodybuilder,
anything.
but I think there's a big difference if a guy just has some muscle on their arm.
Yeah, I mean, just good hands. Yeah, good hands. Nice face.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
And what about on a woman?
On a woman, nice legs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Legs more than the bum, or like?
Yeah, I do like obviously a
like
nice bum's nice,
legs.
but yeah, nice long legs. Yeah.
Feet? What? Fucking hell, hands. That's so funny. Oh, okay. And then, what's your ideal type of man?
So looks-wise. Oh gosh, this is wild question.
It's not wild. It's going to be standard question.
I don't have a type. Every single person I've been with looks so different from the other. I'm attracted to people based on like energy.
Okay.
So
you are truly one of those people.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I've been with people who aesthetically you'd look
could
at
look like a doormat, but they have good energy. So you're an energetic doormat. I'll date you. Okay. But like, just looks. If I said like, do you have like a celebrity crush who like you were growing up?
Do you know what?
I was obsessed with him.
You know Robert De Niro? That
has he got good hands?
For me, I think he does have a decent pair of hands. Yeah. When I was younger and I watched the film Casino, I was like, that is the man of my dreams on the screen. Yeah. I just thought he was really handsome.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy going on with his look.
Yeah, he's not Brad Pitt or anything.
No, but like Brad Pitt, he's a handsome man. No. He's like pretty, isn't he?
Don't say anything wrong about Brad Pitt. He's him and Ryan Gosling are like my male celebrity
your boys.
crushes. Yeah. Brad Pitt is, him and Angelina Jolie are like the best looking couple I've ever seen in my life.
But it's that they're
too much.
Pretty, yeah. I like that rugged.
I think Brad Pitt.
Man.
Have you seen Fight Club?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, Brad Pitt
that's
in Fight
good.
Club.
Yeah.
Anyway, no,
I'm just
here trying to...
like a rugged looking man. Yeah.
De Niro, okay. What about like... I thought because of the tattoos, sometimes maybe Johnny Depp. Or is Johnny Depp
no, not really. He just looks...
What about like a Tom
really
Hardy?
There. He's all right, yeah.
He's rugged.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so if I said just like put a gun to your head, like blonde or brunettes?
Grey. I've got to blow my head off. Unless it's grey, I'm not interested. No, I love grey hair. Yeah, older
some of the
looking
stuff
guy.
she's coming out with, guys, has not been planned. I generally don't. I'm reacting to this how you are. Like, I don't know if she's taking the piss or not.
No, I like grey hair. I like an older guy. Yeah.
So you're saying
Wise.
Robert De Niro Casino,
and now,
but you mean Robert De Niro
today,
bad grandpa or whatever it is, dirty grandpa. Fucking hell. So you like grey?
Yeah,
hair?
grey. I just like the wise.
Silver fox.
Yeah, it's handsome. It's real sexy.
Okay. Fucking hell. That can't have always been your type, though.
I've always looked at an older guy and thought, oh, that's a bit of me. Okay. And then I thought, maybe is it wrong to look at guys that are a lot older or?
Nah, it's your type.
Yeah.
Well, then sort of like George Clooney was sort of when I was growing up, that was like who my mum fucking swooned over. Like George Clooney was like the silver fox. So it was.
It's got to be energy's the first factor. Yeah. But I mean, if they've got grey hair as well, then just wife me up right now.
Yeah, they're almost like in the fucking care home. You're there.
I'm there.
Yeah, you're
it's
there.
Perfect for me.
I'll be a nurse. You know. Okay, and what's like a non-negotiable in a man? Like what's something he's
what looks wise?
No,
just
like
in general,
in
he's got to be an honest man and a man of his word. That for me is so important. If he's saying he's going to do something, he's got to do it. Okay. And he's got to be a good man as well. Good morals. Okay. Loyal, honest, always have my back.
Yeah. Okay.
Respectful. Up. Yeah.
Okay. And what gives you the ick in like a man?
What gives me an ick is if a man thinks he can treat a woman a certain way due to her gender. I understand that women and men have certain roles in relationships, but if someone's like, oh, you wouldn't understand because you're not a man, or oh, because you're a girl, like that gives me a massive ick. Okay. Physical aspects, if someone's like...
Why are you laughing? Is she about to say something mean to me? She's about to say like...
If a guy's not... If he's got like really long nails, that for me gives me the ick.
Oh, fucking long nails.
Let's do a nail job.
Fucking hell. Why is she coming for my hands? What is going on? I haven't got long nails.
Girls, he's got talons. I'm joking. No, they're decent. But long nails, that's a big ick. Okay. Skinny jeans. Yeah. What the fuck is that about? You know when they're like sprayed on.
Yeah, but skinny jeans on like tiny legs, or skinny jeans
just
even on big legs?
In general, they're not for me.
You don't want someone who's got tighter pants?
No, I'd rather a man in a tracksuit all day long.
Okay, got ya. Okay. Any other icks where it's like you might have been dating someone and they've like, I don't know, fucking... So like for me, I won't date a woman who burps in front of me. I just can't stand it. I can't stand it. I was telling someone
what about farting?
Oh yeah, that's fine. Fart on my face. That's absolutely great. No, I can't stand. Like if I'm getting to know you, like maybe a year down the line. But no, I won't do it.
Goodness.
If you burp and fart in front of me, I'm literally like, that's the quickest way to put me off you. Like I'm literally like, are we trying to have sex still? Like I didn't know we were breaking up. Like what's going on? I would but I'm not like you can't fart and then I'll go do what I want. Like I won't do it to you. But it's I hate it. I had a girl on the first date burp. Casually, stunning girl, just burp, and I was in Australia at the time, and I just went, so I don't like that, and I just went home.
Oh my god, yeah, I don't just outrightly burping.
She belched, and I was literally like, you didn't even try and hide it. Sometimes you can't help it.
If it's like just coming up with the food or drink or whatever,
and you can't help it, but like she just outwardly did it, and I was like, nah.
Tap out.
Yeah, it's like. So for me, that is like something that's put me off.
Yeah.
So is there any time you've been dating someone and they've like, you've seen them do something like, oh, we're done?
No, it's more just like how they are personality. Like, if someone tries to, baby me. Yeah. That gives me the ick.
You're quite an independent woman.
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
Like, independent. Like, I don't actually... I'm really happy being on my own.
Yeah.
So if someone's in my life, they have to be adding some sort of value to it. As soon as they start giving me a headache, I'm like... Like, we don't actually...
Do you think that comes with financial success, though, as well? Like, obviously, you make decent money. I think the more women I speak to who are doing well financially... I guess it's typical and, you know, normal thing, but like the more successful financially they are, the less bullshit they put up with from men.
Yeah.
They'll be like, no, you can't.
I suppose because traditionally for men and women, the man's role in the relationship would be provide.
Yeah.
And that will still always be a factor because that's just ingrained in our DNA or environment or whatever. But I think it's like I've gone through quite a lot in my life, and the periods that I've gone through quite a lot of hardship, I've been on my own, or the hardship that I've received has been from another man. So for me, I'm like, I've got amazing friends. I've got very few friends, but the couple of friends that I have, they're my family. I've got a solid family. Mine's great. So if I'm adding someone into that mix,
Who's
it's
not
like,
adding.
they've got to be good.
When you've gone through like certain traumas and whatever, it's like any unnecessary stress, you're like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, what am I doing?
Yeah. Like you put up with it before those traumas, but then when you realise what real fucking problems are and stress, then you're like, fuck that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I already know the answer to this, I feel, but like, can someone laugh you into bed?
Yeah, I need someone who's got good
so
personality,
even if they were like
funny,
a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
If they were just like
hilarious,
okay.
yeah, but not trying to like always like be funny, but just naturally be funny.
Yeah, I get you. A bit like me, really. Sex on a first date, yes or no?
I mean, I've done that.
Yeah.
When I've met someone and slept with them like really early doors, and that I have learned.
Yeah, what have you learned?
It's taken me a very long lesson to not give yourself so early, because I wasn't much of a looker at school, right? And I
don't believe that.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't much of a looker. I wasn't very popular. So if I wanted to get with a guy...
Personality.
It was, well, I was so quiet and shy. I just never had any luck with the boys.
Okay.
It wasn't until older years.
I bet they've all come back to you.
Oh, yeah. Come swarming into my inbox. I'm like, link in bio. Remember me.
I fucking love that.
But... I think where I struggled younger years, as I got older, I thought I just got to sleep with them or give out to like secure them. But now I'm older, I've realised how important, like my mum, she's very traditional, you've got to court. She's always said this. And now I'm older, in my 30s, I'm like, okay, now I understand it.
Yeah, I do think it's true. If a woman gives out earlier, like, you're more likely to not be interested in them in the long term. Which is sad, but then again, I've had a girl, like my first girlfriend, or one of my first girlfriends, we had sex on the first date. And then we ended up being boyfriend and girlfriend. It was like my longest relationship. So it just sometimes
depends on that individual situation, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, in an ideal world, now I understand the importance of courting. That for me is a big important factor, but I'm also I do believe that you can have these passionate moments really early doors, and it's like, oh my god, and it's just that one night thing, and that's great. So
no, I get that, but seems like you're more a relationship girl than like just having fun.
For sure.
Have you ever had like a fun stage where you just
I've had, they call them slutty years, don't they? I said to a boyfriend once, I was like, have you had like your slutty years? And he was like, no. And I was like, damn.
Yeah. No, me neither.
Yeah,
okay.
Years of free, like just being more exploring, finding yourself. Yeah.
Okay. And do you like regret doing that, or do you think that was important?
Look back and I wish I had never been like that.
Okay.
Out of respect to myself.
Okay.
But, you know, it's happened, and if I wasn't like that, maybe I wouldn't want deep connected relationships.
No.
I wouldn't be who I am now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. Because sometimes is it hard, like when you're just sort of like casually, like, we've all had it, maybe not all of us, but like, we've all had times, whether it's a week or a holiday or whatever, where you sort of just like, you've just had fun. Do you feel like it disconnects you, like sex sort of becomes less meaningful?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and it's like that care factor as well.
Yeah.
Like they don't actually care
About you.
for you. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like the worst thing, like especially like I'm sure guys go through it as well, but like as a girl, like say you've like put out to a guy and then they don't message back or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, I actually kind of like him, and then you're like, do I like him? And then it's like, oh, all these feelings, and it is hurtful knowing that he's going to do it to someone else, and then you see it on social media and you're like, oh fuck you, that hurts. Like, and then you feel stupid.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. And in terms of like, have you ever had your heart broken?
Yeah.
Okay. What was that like?
It was lovely, and I recommend it for everyone.
I've never had my heart broken.
Oh gosh, haven't you?
Nah.
Well, good luck.
Yeah. So I just always wonder what it's. So you've had your heart broken.
I was with someone for 4.5 years, right? And looking back, I'm like, we were so wrong for each other. Yeah, just not right for each other. I didn't know who I was. So I'm entering a relationship not sure of who I am, not being able to be completely honest and open with someone who wants someone that is going to be honest and open.
Yeah.
And then in the end, he'd left me, and I was just like...
Devastated.
Fuck. Like, I actually genuinely... He was like everything to me.
And did you sort of not know who you were without...
I didn't know who I was at all.
Yeah, that's fucking... That petrifies me.
I went on a massive dime with... I had the single summer, just got wrecked all summer, and then that implicated into a load of health problems and stuff. And looking back, I was like, I was so hurt. Like, I remember just waking up and being like, how am I going to get through life feeling that it's like missing someone that doesn't want to see you or speak to you?
Yeah.
But... Okay. I feel like I needed to go through that so I can actually learn to love myself. Like, that heartbreak was the beginning of me actually truly loving myself, because before that I had no self-respect. Yeah. So it's a good thing.
Yeah. Tough in the moment though.
Yeah.
I bet. Just lastly on the dating questions, do you think you would be happy if you everything in your life stayed the same as it is now, but you were single, like you just didn't meet someone? Do you think you'd be happy, or do you think
I would be happy. I mean,
obviously it's not nice, you'd rather be with someone, but like if I said, right, everything is sort of good, it's just you're just single.
Yeah, up on it.
That's nice. Okay. Well, hopefully you get that. And
Thanks.
now we're moving on to
spicy.
The spicy stuff. Obviously OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Steady, gentlemen.
Alright guys, if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much. It means genuinely a lot to me that you made it this far. You're a real one. And yeah, guys, I had a lot of fun filming this. If you did enjoy it, then please let me know down below in the comments if you want to see more videos with more, Instagram models, or, just girls, pretty girls, just sort of talking about their dating experience, and we'll dive deep into all the weird and wacky parts of dating, what's going on in dating apps, the weirdest messages they've received, all that good stuff. And yeah, we'll get my weird takes on it as well. Yeah, if you enjoyed it, please let me know down below, and we will bring more of these sort of videos to you. But yeah, just want to say thank you again so much for watching, and if you could like and subscribe, that would mean an awful lot. So yeah, have a good day guys. Go have a pint, a drink. You deserve it after listening to my fucking voice for about an hour and a half. So yeah, thank you guys.